Newsflash, yes, it's a new year, but you don't need new clothes. You just need fresh ideas for old friends. If you're new here, hi, my name is Faye, and we talk all things thrift, vintage, sustainable fashion, and what I like to call OPSHOPULENCE. I wrote a book about it, and I truly believe that secondhand is the coolest way to get dressed. It's much better for people and the planet, your back pocket, and bonus points, you're not going to look like anyone else. And around here, we make it super elevated and chic as well. Now, I really hate to be the one to say, I told you so, but I really got to tell you, there are hundreds of outfits just waiting for you right there in your wardrobe. 'Tis the season to talk about trends 2026. And look, I love looking at them, not to be a slave to fashion, but because it gives me little sparks and a fresh take and approach with what I already have or what I can find secondhand in a thrift store with a small business, vintage, all those good things. So today we're going to dive into the Pinterest predictions for 2026. Try saying that 10 times because it's really been inspiring me. I did an experiment. I went into my wardrobe. I looked at my favorite trends from the predictions. Lo and behold, I had everything I needed to get the vibe. So I'm going to share that with you, get you inspired, and challenge you to hit your closet as well to come up with some fresh ideas for the new year with old friends. Let's do it, shall we? Okay, little disclaimer. I'm going to be saying the word trends a lot in this video, and I want you to just take that as like an idea. We're not copying, feeling the pressure to go out and get all these things, rocket to like the letter. This is really just a jumping off point for your own creativity in a stylist. Make it your way, give it your unique take. Okay. So the first trend that I want to talk about from the Pinterest predictions for 2026 is a very personal favorite of mine, and it's close to my heart, literally. Brooches. Now, brooches are not a trend for me. They are a way of life. I love them so much because they just elevate any outfit, and you don't just have to wear them on a lapel. Like, I love them on a jacket. I'll do a few like this, or I have been known to completely encrust one side of a jacket. Just don't put me through a metal detector. Love the boldness of it, really shocking people. And it's a great conversation piece. You can pick brooches that really suit your personality or something that you might want to say. Madeleine Albright actually wrote a book. She was a Secretary of State or something like that, I think, in the US. And she wrote a book about brooches because she would always wear different ones depending on who she had to face. She could say what she wanted to say without having to say it. So she could wear a snake, or she could wear a rat, or you get where I'm going with this. They are such a big part of my personality, and if you know me personally, you know I'm a brooch girly. All my friends know me as the brooch girly. I have them on my website as well, OPSHOPULENCE.com. I've always got a great stash there. You don't just have to wear them on a lapel. So many different ways that you can play around with this, and what I found interesting with the Pinterest trend was that it was focusing on men wearing brooches, which I love, and my hubby loves some man broaching. I've added them to one side of a vest for him. He quite often just puts one on a jacket, or he'll put it on a cravat. He loves them. I think they look fantastic on men. If you follow the Met Gala, you would have seen last year's a lot of the men on the red carpet had brooches. They're saying this year that brooches are having a moment and they're making this huge resurgence, but really they've always been fantastic. You can put them on hats, berets, you can put them on scarves, you can put them on shoes. You can put them on bags if they're a softer material. Put them over buttons so it looks like you've got these really cool, unique buttons on a vest or a jacket. I love them on a tie. I think they look incredible. You can just do one, or like me, you can cover the whole tie completely. You can cinch an oversized shirt or a t-shirt to give it a little side detail. You can put them in your hair. I mean, I could go all day. They are such a great thing to have in your collection. Just completely change the vibe of an outfit. Let me show you the 3 that I've got on today. So this is a beautiful one. Look at this. She's even got a little movable earring. Isn't that amazing? My auntie, who's a costume jewelry expert, said that this is probably from like the 40s or 50s. I'm definitely a big believer in thrift angels, so the feather is such a favorite of mine. And this is from my gorgeous friend Damien that he got on his travels. We're rocking 3 today. So I was very happy to see that Brooches are getting the recognition that they deserve for 2026. Bling it on. So there's 21 trends that span fashion, interiors, decor, even food, travel. So I've picked my favorites that really resonate with me from a fashion point of view. And these are the ones that I've created looks for this video, but I've also created looks in the past that still resonate. And that's the thing with trends, you know, they're very much open to interpretation, and I just use them as a real jumping off point. I've got notes because I'm a fashion nerd, so you're going to see me referring to that because I want to read you bits about each trend as well. Okay, the second trend that I want to dive into from the Pinterest predicts for 2026 is extra celestial. So let me read you what they say about this trend. In 2026, Gen Z and millennials are going intergalactic. Think holographic home accents, opalescent eyeshadow that looks like moon dust, and cosmic silhouettes straight out of a sci-fi film. The aliens have landed and they have fabulous taste. I love this concept. I love the image that they provided. But this is not my style per se. I don't really have anything in those tones. But what it did make me think about was opalescence, pearls, really nice whites, creams, which also leans into the Pantone color for 2026, which is Cloud Dancer, and that's an off-white tone. But this is a really good example of taking this trend and really just making it your own. So the look that I've created is nothing like the image that they have provided. But I love that because this is my take using what I have. If I wanted to get that look, I would have to go shopping and get some things that would match those tones. Look, if you want to do that, do it sustainably, do it secondhand. But I thought about what I had in my wardrobe, and the jumping off point was this beautiful vintage brooch that I had on my website. She just sold rapey divine pearls. I wanted to show her off, but I wanted to show it off in a different way. The thing that was kind of resonating with me lately was looking at old Hollywood, looking at stars like Bridget Bardot, who we've just lost, diving into that old Hollywood movie star silhouette. But I love men's suiting as well. So I thought, okay, what have I got that matches the tones of the pearls? So to wear the brooch in a different way, I decided to add it to a vintage Vivienne Westwood tie, and I tied it around my neck in an unexpected way. So I wanted the look to have a deconstructed feel to it. And this is what I love about diving into your wardrobe. Things just unfold and ideas just come out as you go. So then I was like, what top would go with this? I thought about my husband's white shirts, and because he's a big guy, they're nice and oversized on me. So I decided to wear it off the shoulder, very old Hollywood. Adding the white glasses, again, very old Hollywood. And then I've got these great linen pants, which really lean into that men's suiting vibe, but also just that classic, like Hollywood style. The bag, perfect. I thrifted that recently. Added my wedding shoes that I've had for 8 years. So absolutely everything minus the little bag that I just thrifted. It's from what I already have. It's taken that idea of extra celestial but given it my spin, a nod to that trend. So we're not copying, we're not being a slave to it. We're making it our own, we're tapping into our creativity, and we're rethinking and reconfiguring what's already in our possession. I think the thing that got me on the trip of the pearls and the old Hollywood was this super talented content creator, Nuri. She did a collaboration with Pinterest for Extra Celestial, and this video is just like, it really is from another dimension. Her and her husband are so clever. I mean, wow. So that was the video that made me rethink the concept, and it definitely inspired me to create the look that I did. So be sure to check out her video because it's chef's kiss. The third trend that really spoke to me from the Pinterest predicts for 2026 is Glamourati. I mean, just the name in itself, vibes. But it's really leaning into that 80s decadence, and it's kind of a dash of mob wife, but it's got this different spin to it. So let me read you what they've said about the trend. The decade of decadence is back in style, and honestly, it's about time. Tailored suits with sculpted shoulders will grow 3 sizes. Funnel necks will be the base of every outfit. Yep, I've definitely been seeing them everywhere. Leather jackets, coats have all got funnel necks. And jewelry, well, that'll get chunkier, bolder, and golder vibes. Gen Z and millennials are driving this maximalist aesthetic. And some of the searches that they've got here included in their inspiration in terms of what people are searching for: chunky belts, baggy suits, gold cuffs, high collar jackets, and 80s luxury. I found their mood boards really inspiring, and also the hero image that they have for the trend is really cool as well, as you can see. So I don't have a funnel neck jacket. What it instantly took me to was the concept of animal print, giving it this chic edge. And I noticed a lot with their mood board was that a lot of the images, the girls had headbands on, and I really like that. So I didn't have a headband, but I did have black ribbon. So I did something a bit different with a headband and like a matching kind of choker piece. The hero of this outfit is the leopard print jacket, which is on my Depop. I love the cut of this jacket, the great gold buttons. It's very chic. And then underneath, I've just gone for classic black. And I think this is a testament to having those pieces in your wardrobe, having that dash of leopard print, which is such a neutral, in my opinion, and you can do so many great things with it. And then having good black canvas pieces like a great dress or a beautiful jacket or a suit, lots of ways that you can reinvent those canvas pieces. So that's what I did. I just played around with the black dress, killer black heels, black bag, black sunnies, and really let the leopard print speak. But for me, hair is an accessory as well. And so trying something different with my hair really changed how I felt about these pieces, and it really changed the outfit for me. So again, I dived into the trend, I got inspired. It made me think about doing different things with my hair. It made me think about giving a little bit of a different spin to my classic pieces, but also it made me really grateful that I have these classic pieces because they can be reinvented time and time again. You just got to get creative. Look at inspiration like this and do it your way. Khaki coded is the next Pinterest predicts for 2026 that I want to talk about. I have always been a big fan of Khaki. I mean, I don't want to look like I'm going on safari, as their picture does, but I love really good canvas pieces like khaki pants, camo pants, browns and neutral. I myself really lean into those elements. What I love doing with khaki pieces and workwear is doing a really great dichotomy, teaming it with something completely unexpected, aka sequence. Let me read you what they say first about Khaki coded. Dig into fashion's newest find. This is definitely the home of dad jokes, and I'm here for it. This year, Gen Z and millennials will embrace a new aesthetic inspired by wanderers of the world. Think khaki Bermuda shorts. I definitely want a pair of them. adventure-ready streetwear, and pockets upon pockets. If your look can survive actual desert conditions, you're doing it right. Can sequins survive desert conditions? Jury's out, but we're going to give it a go anyway. So that's what I did. I combined this super oversized men's workwear shirt. So this is King G, an Australian brand. Pieces like this are such good quality cotton because they have to be. They've got to withstand tradies and guys that are working really hard in the element. So you know when you find a piece like this in a thrift store, it's going to be good. Love the idea of completely flipping it on its head, which is why I'm wearing it with the sequins. But I did something different with it. I did like it just kind of out over the skirt, particularly because I've got heels on. But because it's so big, you can manipulate the fabric. So I twisted it as if I was going to tie it in a knot, but then I just tucked either side into my skirt. If you're worried, you could just use some safety pins to make sure it doesn't move anywhere. I really like how this turned out. This has been such a go-to for me for years, is really contrasting sequins with more pared back pieces like cotton, like khaki, like ripped denim. I love the contrast. I think it looks amazing. Adding those glasses as well definitely has that safari kind of like 1970s feel. Bracelets, of course. You could definitely go nuts and do lots of gold jewelry if you wanted to. You can see how we're leaning into the khaki coated trend, but we're definitely giving it its own spin. I think, personally, having khaki pieces and sequin pieces are both neutrals and they're both amazing to play around with. Laced up is the next trend that I want to talk about, and I love this one because it really challenged me. I came up with something unexpected. It was great because it was a piece that I'd been wanting to play around with for a while, and it's not actually clothing. It's from the haberdashery section in a thrift store. I got inspired when I saw this content creator doing a version with a piece of crochet or lace that she had found, and I absolutely loved how she completely changed a suit jacket. So that's what I did. This is literally probably like a table runner or something. It just goes to show you that the thrift store is absolutely teeming with all sorts of options and not just clothes. Kept everything else pretty simple, just great distressed denim, a men's blazer. This blazer actually added the lace crochet doily like table runner piece over my jacket, and I made sure that it was long enough on either side so I could hold it in place with this fantastic belt, which is a vintage DKNY. Special little nod to 2026 with the horseshoe brooch. This piece is actually available on OPSHOPULENCE.com. I love how unique it is. Fantastic for cinching in this piece so that it stays in place. Love how this turned out. I also love that it just completely challenged me because I don't have anything lace. Whilst this isn't technically lace, definitely got that feel. So this is what they say about the trend. Lace sets the pace in 2026, bringing unexpected elegance to absolutely everything. Expect bomber jackets with lacy collars. That's when the idea tweaked for me. I was like, oh, yes, actually you could do it as a collar as well. But I love the idea of it like a one-sided effect. Softly stitched bandanas, even crocheted phone cases. Interesting. This trend is a gentle reminder that more is more, especially when it's this gorgeous. It also makes me think of one of my favorite Dior collections where they really leaned into artisan culture. I think it was in Italy actually. They had all these beautiful dresses, jackets, coats, skirts that really had that doily look to them. Think about what you might have at home in terms of fabric, or what you could find in a thrift store that you could add as embellishments to pieces. And what I loved about this is that it's detachable, right? So I don't have to change my jacket. I think something that I will be adding to my thrift wish list though is a long white lace maxi skirt, because I think they look incredible with rock t-shirts or like sportswear t-shirts contrasted with pearls. And the other one for me is I really want some boxing boots. It looks so cool contrasted with lace. So really taking that idea, but doing something super cool and different with it. And the last trend that I created a look for from my wardrobe is this concept of Wilderkind. Let me read it to you. A trend that whispers instead of roars. In 2026, Gen Z and boomers will go all in on animal aesthetics, but with a delicate touch. Think soft fawn freckles, butterfly wing nail art, and fox-inspired outfits that hint at forest magic. This was so dreamy to me, and it really got my brain ticking. Didn't think that I had much in this vibe, but surprisingly, when I had a good think about it and I dived into their mood boards, I remembered I have this incredible vintage coat with a fawn print collar. Now, it is unseasonably cold in Sydney. I have been wearing jackets every day and I've been wearing my trackies at night. It's really weird weather. It was a very cold Christmas for Australia. So I don't know what's going on. As I'm shooting this today, I could totally wear this jacket today and not be hot, but I wanted to do something that might inspire my overseas subscribers as well, because I know a lot of you are in the thick of winter at the moment. So I hope that this look inspires you to think about this concept of Wilderkind, or is it Wilderkind? I don't know. Dreamy, forest, fairy-like. Now I'm on the hunt for more fawn, deer-like prints. I would love a scarf or even a little t-shirt, like a vintage t-shirt with Bambi on it or something like that would be a really fun take as well. So leaning into this idea of the forest, I think the jacket really kicked it off for me. It kind of has encapsulated this trend. And I thought, okay, I'll just do a simple white t-shirt underneath. I've got a beautiful leopard print slip dress, but I did the jacket up so it didn't contrast too much with the deer prints, kind of softer leopard print popping out down the bottom. This slip dress would also be good for the Glamourati trend. Then I added these beautiful lace-up vintage boots, which I think are perfect because they're a creamy tone, which really leans into the tones of the collar. And then how about this brooch? Divine butterfly. It's so perfect for this trend. And that's the thing. It's just about having a little nod. But once I put this whole outfit together, I realized how much it's leaning into this trend. So this is a definite outfit for me for winter, and I'm so excited to wear it. It turned out so well. And I think it's such a great way to close because it's just a real testament to you never know what outfits you've got in your wardrobe until you get in there and have a really good play, look around, challenge yourself, get inspired by fresh ideas, have a look at the trends, but make it your own. You'll be so surprised. I surprised myself with what I came up with. I love some of the other trends on here as well. I didn't do outfits for these, but they definitely got me inspired. Opera aesthetic. So this was talking actually more about having events that are themed in opera style, but something that came to me straight away was the concept of opera gloves, but wearing them with a rock t-shirt and jeans. Very Dolce & Gabbana. Also, my friend Aaron Christopher did a great look that ended up on Vogue Street Style with gloves and a Bowie t-shirt. Taking the idea of opera, but giving it a cool like streetwear edge. I love that idea, but also I love the idea of having an opera themed event. How fabulous. There's a couple of decor trends that I loved as well. Afrohemian, that made me think about adding that style to jewelry and accessories. So it says 2026 will bring a fusion of African and bohemian styles thanks to boomers and Gen X searches for African boho living room and Afro chic home decor are trending on Pinterest, taking home spaces to Dakar and beyond. Expect colorful Nigerian textiles and Ethiopian wall art alongside hand-woven baskets and natural fiber rugs. I'm always on the hunt for natural fibers in thrift stores. A lot of the pieces that I sell on my website are natural fibers, silks, linens, straw, leather. I really like this idea of Afrohemian, and I think you could definitely work that into an outfit as you could neo-deco. I love Art Deco and anything that has that spin to it. I think just the simple concept of black and gold in an outfit can really lean into deco, adding beautiful feather touches like this gorgeous feather brooch that I have on my site. That's very deco. So little elements like that. Vamp Romantic is another great one. Very goth. I love anything like all black and just playing around with that like shadow side of my outfits. I think it looks really sexy and cool. They also talk about pen pals are coming back and like writing letters instead of texting. It's not something that you could wear, but I just love the idea of it. And I think that's why I love making my gift cards for my customers. I make them from old Vogues and I write a little hand note and I add a red kiss because I just think those elements are so personal and beautiful. Anyway, I could go on all day. These trends are so inspiring and it really got my brain ticking, as you can see. I hope it's given you lots of inspiration for the new year. You might be cleaning out your closet. Have a look around at what you've got, play with it, come up with some fresh ideas, donate what you don't like or you're definitely not using, but you'll be surprised what you might be able to recreate with the friends that you have in there. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I will see you really soon for the next one.